Republic Tower, Mooney 4437 Hotel, ready for takeoff, runway 32.
Mooney 4437 Hotel, runway 32, cleared for takeoff. Traffic. Cessna 2 mile final for runway 1.
Cessna 2 mile final for 37 Hotel.
Ready to go?
אני מוכן, ready to go?
He said 2 mile final, runway 1. Now let's tell him we're here.
אני לא שומע אותך, חבל.
Luscombe 77927, roger, hold short.
כשאתה לוחץ על ה-push to talk זה portable radio, כשאתה לוחץ על ה-push to talk אז לא שומעים. כשאתה עוזב, as soon as you let go of the push to talk, you can
לא, אני לא שומע אותך, אתה מדבר במגדל.
Oh yeah, it's just the way it is.
927, line up and wait, please.
Okay, let go. You ready? He wants us to line up and wait, so I think he's going to let you go soon. Your controls?
Luscombe 9027, runway 1, cleared for takeoff.
Let's go. Nice and easy, within 5 seconds, full throttle. All the way in there. Stay on the rudder.
I'll tell what's your direction of flight, just
nice and easy. All the way in. Tail's coming up. Hold that pitch attitude, just like that. Beautiful. Just wait. Airspeed's building up. Right rudder. Left rudder. Off she goes. Your controls. A little bit of back trim.
Turn it northwestbound. Aim for about 2.5 mile final. That's good. You're number 2. Clear to land.
Beautiful. You have the touch.
Runner 1.
You know how to fly. Very nice. Let it pitch up. About 80 miles an hour is what we're looking for. Get a bit more pitch up. Get that nose up. Bring that nose up. Yeah, about 80 miles an hour. There's your speed right there. Very nice. Beautiful day.
10 to 10:30 and a mile at 1,900 feet climbing northbound. Sorry, those two at once. Right turnout is approved for Luscombe 9027.
Okay, right turn is approved. Let's go right.
60 whiskey looking for a 50 freaking spin.
Get that pitch out. It looks like you're...
Whiskey.
Let go of the control for a second. Let me see the trim.
Republic Tower, this is Cessna 757 Alpha Delta.
Okay, there we go. Now you're trim. Nice thing to take off.
Mooney 37 Hotel.
You're going to see Captree Bridge. Right there. That's the bridge. So let's point right towards that Captree Bridge. You see that green bridge over there? Yeah. Okay, excellent.
Charlie, Golf 7 International Flyers, have a good day.
Golf 7 National Flyers, appreciate the help. I'll talk to you, Charlie. Republic Tower, this is Cessna 757 Alpha Delta at runway 1, number 1.
Gotta get the feel for the trim.
Nice. Delta, runway 1, cleared for takeoff, make left traffic.
Clear for takeoff, runway 1, make left traffic, 7 Alpha Delta.
See the bridge over there? Yeah. Excellent. On the way.
Cherry 12 Victor, 1 departure, party arrival.
That's 12 Victor, inside.
I'm gonna climb up to about 1,300. 1,300? Yeah, 1,300. That's gonna keep us right below Class Charlie, which is this guy here. Okay, climb checklist, oil pressure is good. 80 miles an hour, good. You got full throttle. Instruments are checked, flight plan open. We don't have a flight plan, we're good. Just cruise out there. How's she feel, good? Yeah. Stable, right? Very stable. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. single bump.
Sorry, 2 Alpha Victor, just continue to Atlantic via Bravo.
Bravo to Atlantic 2 Alpha Victor, good as it.
Okay, just a few questions here.
The Capitry Monument with information hotel, requesting touch and go.
Kennedy.
44 Public Tower, Roger. Just
Okay, there's your 1300. Throttle back to about 1900 RPM. That's the cruise setting here.
Monument.
Right there. And retrim for
joint final for runway 1.
in a level flight.
Beach jet inbound soon, so try to keep you two apart.
No problem. We'll right base over the inner shoreline for 1. Day before.
Okay, so we're currently right up here. Looks like we're inside this airspace. What's
McDonald's airspace? Nope.
This is Republic. We're just coming off Republic. So what class of airspace is that?
This is Delta.
Delta airspace, that's right. And if you want to maintain VFR with your RV when you're flying your phase 1 test flying, what's the minimum visibility you got to have in class Delta?
It's 3 miles.
3 statute miles, very good. So on a day like today, piece of cake, right? Beautiful. We got, I don't know, at least 20 miles out there. Now as we're crossing this edge here, we're just departing class Delta. See that line?
Yeah.
What class of airspace is that as we're crossing Delta and exiting Delta?
So when we are free, we are in G.
G as in golf? Sure about that? What's your altitude?
We are. There is no obligation when we are going out. So we are. So we are not in D, not in B, not in Charlie. So we are in E or G.
Actually Echo.
It's Echo. Yeah.
We're definitely in Echo, yeah.
Echo.
So you just departed Gabreski. You're doing your test flight. And you departed Delta, you got into class Echo. Is there any minimum visibility you're supposed to maintain?
Visibility or altitude?
Visibility.
The visibility is the 3 miles.
Same 3 miles, that's
3
right.
miles.
Yep. Traffic out there, 2 o'clock, no factor. You see him, he's going into Republic. This is a TCAS here. It'll give you advisories. So that traffic over there is 1.1 mile, 300 feet above us. So no factor. He's heading this way, we're heading that way, so no problem. I'll bring the throttle up a little bit, but, you know, anywhere between 1900 and 2000 RPM is good for this aircraft.
So when I'm flying above the Delta airspace, and I would like to maintain all things above the airspace.
Okay.
So,
you're talking class Delta as Republic or Gabreski?
No, it's Gabreski.
Gabreski. Let's go a little bit to the right. You see over here, this is class Charlie. I prefer to stay, you know,
Out of it.
yeah, just, you know, just in case there's Southwest 737 going in or other, you know. Some of these guys flying the jet, you know, they're cleared for a visual approach, and they tend to descend to like 1500 or, you know, something low, and you're cruising out there at that altitude, and, you know, I don't see you because you're small, you know, they don't really see you, so I prefer to stay below that visual, you know, like 13, 1200, 13, that's a good target. Ah, look at this. Beautiful. slight right turn. Okay, beautiful. Stay there. It's like the whole water is gold. A little bit more throttle. You probably want about 1900 or so. 19 to 2000 RPM. There you go, right there. Perfect. That's your power setting. Look at that. You accept pictures on your cell phone or email? Yeah. Okay. Now, we talked about minimum visibility class Delta, which let's assume it's Gabreski, which is somewhere around here. Too small. Need a bigger chart. New York sectional. Right there. Let's see, Gabreski right there. So we departed Gabreski right over the coastline, which is here, outside of class Delta, and we're at about 1,500 feet. And we're in class Echo. We said minimum visibility is 3 statute miles. What about cloud clearance? Let's assume it's, you know, kind of a cloudy day. It's not as nice as today. You know, you got some clouds here and there, scattered clouds, few clouds here and there. Any certain
500 below.
500 below?
1,000. Not close than 1,000. And above. I need to record the figures.
Okay, so use caution when you're flying your RV here. If it's not as nice as today and it's clear and you have some clouds, in class Delta you got to maintain minimum 3-mile visibility, 500 below, 1,000 above, 2,000 feet distance from clouds.
Okay, yeah.
And as you're exiting class Delta over to the south, you're going to be in class Echo. The same exact clearance from clouds and visibility applies in Echo too. So same thing when you're heading towards this way, which is Echo East, because you said you're going to be allowed to go as far east as Groton or west, what do you call that? Westport?
It's to Block Island, to Connecticut, and then...
Got it. Okay.
Oh, yeah, careful.
Good enough. Now, yeah, it's beautiful. It's a very nice. Now, you can start a descent. As you're coming towards the coastline, you can start a descent towards 500 feet. And we're going to track the shoreline at 500 feet. That'll be very nice. You're going to see Fire Island. You're going to see all...
Fire Island is all this one.
That's right. The whole stretch of land on the south shore all the way towards Brookhaven area, Mystic Beach. That's all Fire Island right there. As we're crossing Brookhaven to the north, the next big airport is Gabreski, class Delta. Okay, now we're descending to 500 feet. We're in class Echo, which we mentioned 3-mile visibility, 500 below,
700 feet we can go.
Beautiful. So at 700 feet AGL, we're going into a different airspace. It's not Echo anymore. What class of airspace is that?
Should be Golf.
Golf. Excellent. Beautiful. And as you're cruising around in class Golf airspace, what's the minimum visibility there?
The same.
It's actually better. It's 1 mile. So if you're at 500 feet and you want to stay VFR, as long as you have 1 mile visibility and you are clear of clouds, you're VFR. You're good. Beautiful. Look at that.
Wow, יפה, לא ראיתי את זה.
This is the first time, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. Alright, coming up at 500 feet. This is a Continental engine. Highly recommended not to throttle to idle on the descent. and stay minimum 1600 RPM or so on the descent. This way you keep the engine in normal operating temperature. You don't want to shock cool the engine. And you did good. You dropped it to about 1500. You didn't really throttle to idle. And I'm assuming on the RV you have a light combing engine.
It's night light combing. It's experimental light combing. It's made by Matitac.
Okay.
It's light combing, but it's experimental, so it has another name.
Okay.
DMX 360. But it's IO 360.
It's injected?
Injected, yeah.
Injected, okay. When you look at the cylinders, when you're doing your pre-flight, you look at the cylinders on that engine. Does it say light combing on the cylinders? On the cylinders, when you look at the valve covers, does it say light combing on it?
No.
No, okay, so it's not a light combing
Not
engine.
a light combing, it's a clone of light combing.
Okay, similar to light combing,
Similar, yeah.
but more like an experimental.
Yeah.
You know, less restrictions, you know, it's a little bit more.
I think it's best or better than the light combing because all the improvement, all those guys put the improvements.
Got it.
So it's
A little better.
quite good engine.
Got it. Okay. Good enough. So generally on a light combing engine, the way the cylinder well is built, it's more solid. It's not susceptible to shock cooling as Continentals. Continentals do not like to be shock cooled. There is absolutely nothing wrong with a Continental engine. It's a great engine. But you got to know how to fly it. So
I don't like the Continental. Exactly.
I can tell you this. I've heard both ways, okay? I think any engine is fine as long as you operate it and refer to the manufacturer recommendation. That means, you know, you buy yourself a Franklin engine and you operate it like a Lycoming, it's a problem. Or a Continental, you operate it as Lycoming, it's a problem. But I've heard a lot of guys say bad stories about Continental engines.
Look, I used to have a Continental. Caused me a lot of troubles.
Really? Old 300? Which one?
No, it's a 500.
Oh, 520. There's no 500.
A 6-cylinder.
6-cylinder. As a matter of fact, that's what I got on the Cessna now. Oh, 520 injected, yeah.
It was a new one, and we went to after $700 to איך אומרים שיפוץ ראשים.
Basically valve.
No, top.
Have to redo the valve, camshaft, top end. Okay, top end. That's the cylinders.
Cylinders, yeah.
Cylinders, pistons,
Yeah,
rings.
top end.
Yeah, got it.
And the company refused to take responsibility on this.
That's a brand new manufactured.
Yeah.
Wow.
Certified, man. Brand new and
Wow, amazing. I'm very surprised.
now it's among the. After we faced this issue, we realized that this is the typical behavior of Continental, and it happens all the time on type of airplane which we operated at the time.
Okay, this is your story. I can tell you what I think.
Okay, now, but look,
It's like politics. I can tell you this engine, before it was overhauled, I'd flown it down to Florida, and I had 2 pistons with 0 compression, and it's a 4-cylinder. When I landed in Florida, the mechanic did a compression check. He said, you know you've flown this airplane all the way down here with 0 compression on number 1 and 3 cylinders? I said, no, but that's what happened. So he redid the overhaul and everything. And I asked the mechanic, I said, what do you think about this, Donnell? He looked at me and he said, bulletproof. I'm like, what do you mean bulletproof? He's like, it's bulletproof. It's just, It's a solid engine. It just will not disappoint you. It will always get you home. And I'm like, okay, that's what I want to hear. Now, Lycomings are good engines, but there's a disadvantage with Lycomings, and that is that they cannot manufacture engine with as much horsepower as Continental. Continental has a way to turbocharge and come up with more horsepower, and that's but I think my favorite Lycoming engine is 0320 E2D. You know, E2D model? That's on a 1975 Cessna 172. They got that on it. That thing is bulletproof. I mean, a TBO on it is 2,000 hours, but if you operate it properly, it'll probably do 3,000 to 4,000 hours before you're going to have to overhaul it. Amazing. Very, very, very good engine. Okay, we're coming into Gabreski. We're about 10 miles out. What do we need to do before we go into Gabreski?
We need to speak with the tower.
Very good. Class Delta is a controlled airspace, right? There's a control tower.
Yeah.
Before we talk to them, is there something else we need to do?
We need to check the APs.
Get the weather.
Weather.
I got this digital instrument. Looks like it's 1992. However, you always want to back yourself up with a visual chart, VFR chart, because that instrument that you have may have a glitch. The update you just put in is not as accurate. You know, the Garmin factory screwed up or something. Always back yourself up with a paper chart. So Gabreski ASOS is...
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not here on the chart, huh? Yeah, I guess. It's not on the chart. I see Unicom.
No, it's a chart, but...
I see Unicom and,
This is Gabreski.
yeah, Gabreski, yeah. Okay, well, that's fine. Then we'll pick up this ASOS. You know what's ASOS?
ASOS?
Yeah, ASOS. You know what it is?
No, אני לא זוכר את ה...
Okay. ASOS is Automated Surface Observation System. It's a basically automatic system that sits on the airport and giving you weather. Okay, so 119.92. Let's see what the weather is.
Five, 7. Remarks. Thunderstorm. Information not available. Suffolk County Airport, West Hampton Beach, New York. Automated weather observation 2053 Zulu. Wind 030 at 03. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 06 Celsius. Dew point -09 Celsius. Altimeter 3057. Remarks. Thunderstorm. Information not available.
Winds are 030 at 3.
West Hampton Beach, New York.
So basically very, very light wind, which is a beautiful day out there. 25.3 is your tower. And ground control is 21.8.
Yeah. It's the same, by the way.
Okay. So I got 21.8 and 25.3. Okay. We're at Luscombe. That's the name of the airplane. Luscombe 779 or 27. That's the call sign. And how far do you think we are?
There is a scale should be on...
That Class Delta range. How many miles is that class? You see that blue dash line? How many miles is that?
5 miles.
5 miles. Beautiful. When you read the Airman Information Manual, what does the AIM recommend as far as calling a control tower before you enter the airspace?
The range for...
Before you actually call, hey, you got...
It's 10 miles.
10 miles. Very good. So about 10 miles out, we're going to call Gabreski and tell him, you know, our intentions, blah, blah, blah. What are you going to say? How are you going to talk to them? Assuming you just departed with your RV, you went out there to the ocean, do some test flying, check the pressures, oil temperature, make sure the engine's operating normally, now you're coming back. How are you going to... Initial call, what are you going to say?
Gaborski Tower, November 77927, we established a contact. November 77927, westbound 10 miles for landing.
Are we westbound?
Well, in general,
Are we heading west right now, or we're heading east? What's the compass saying?
we are heading east.
Heading east, yeah, 060, northeast kind of. Yeah, we're kind of going northeast. Well, more east than northeast, but that's okay.
So towards the airport we are in the west.
Well, you said heading west.
No,
But
I'm outbound. That's right.
okay, let's keep it simple. Two ways to go about it. Number one, Gaborski Tower, Luscombe 77927, 10 miles to the west, with information landing. We got the ASOS, we know the wind is 030, we know the altimeter. He's probably going to give us runway 1 or runway 6 because it's pulling right in between these two runways. The other option is just kind of request it. Gaborski Tower, November 77927, request. Say request. November 77927, 10 miles to the southwest, inbound landing. And then he's going to tell us straight in runway 6, report the left base runway 1, report the left downwind runway 6, left downwind runway 1. It could be a lot of options. You ready? You can just kind of say it in your head a couple of times so you know what to say. The second option is request, right? Request, yeah, request. Okay, so let's practice that. So, Gaborski Tower, Luscombe 77927, request. That's the easiest way. This way you kind of get his attention. Hey, buddy, I'm out there. Help me out. If he's busy, he's going to say stand by. If he's not too busy, which seems like very quiet, which is the case, he's going to say, go ahead, Luscombe 927. Then you say Luscombe 77927, 10 miles to the west with information landing. Or with the weather. You can say with the weather because we got the ASOS.
So when you say 10 miles to the west, so I'm coming from the west?
10 miles to the west. Yeah, if he's looking from the control tower and he's looking west, so you're going to be 10 miles west of that control tower.
I see. So
right?
Okay, I got you.
Alright, I'll be the control tower. You're going to be the RV, or
okay.
November 7. What's the call sign on your RV?
November 323 Alpha Tango.
Okay, let's do the Tango way. This way you're comfortable with it. And then we'll switch to Luscombe. Alright, let's go ahead.
Okay, Gaborski Tower, November 323 Alpha Tango.
November 323 Alpha Tango, go ahead.
November 323 Alpha Tango, request
10 miles to the west.
Okay.
With the weather, request landing. Or 10 miles to the west, landing with weather. Or whatever you want to say. But, you know, as long as you know what to say.
Okay, that's right.
Beautiful down here. Look at this. Gorgeous.
Okay, let's try it again. Gaborski Tower, November 323 Alpha Tango.
November 323 Alpha Tango, Gaborski Tower. Go ahead.
November 323 Alpha Tango, request back off.
10 miles west landing. Okay, so you can see that, you know, you may have an easy time flying your RV around, but the radio communication can be a little bit of an obstacle just kind of expressing yourself.
Yeah. No, I need to look.
But it's smart.
I'm familiar with myself. It takes time.
But it's smart that you're doing it with an instructor instead of going out there and, like, you know, giving a hard time to the tower, at least you kind of get a little bit of a feedback and know what to say. So, Gabeski Tower, Luscombe 77927, 10 miles to the west with a weather landing. Done. 10 miles to the west with a weather landing.
10 miles to the west with the weather to 204.
With the weather landing. That's it. That, you know your intentions are landing at the airport. You're not transitioning. You're not going across. You're not, overflying the field or whatever. You're landing. Because your intentions is to land. He's got to come up and say, November 77927, report a left base runway 1. What are you going to say? Whatever he says. For the left base runway 1.
Or left base
runway 1.
Runway 1.
He may give us a straight in runway 6, which is easier, but we'll see. Whatever he says, we'll repeat it.
Left base runway 1.
Alright, as you push the torque switch, let's do it. We're about 10 miles west. Exactly 10.7 miles. Beautiful. You always get that brain freeze, right? Let me put some heat on. Okay, there you go. Full heat. Let's see. Maybe now he's feeling better. We got traffic. Let's keep an eye on this guy. Probably traveling along the shoreline. 3 miles, 1,300 feet above us. Alright, traffic no factor. We're good. Alright, Gabeski Tower, Luscombe 77927, 10 miles to the west, with the weather, landing.
Okay. לא שומע אותו. אני לא שומע את עצמי.
When you push the torque, it's transmitting. You just have to, talk. It's hard to hear yourself because it's a portable intercom. It's not a...
Someone trying to call Gabeski Tower?
There you go. You see, he can hear you.
Gabeski Tower, Luscombe, November 77927. עזור לי.
Number 77927, Gabeski Tower, got it. Number 77927, Roger, report a straight and final runway 6. That wind's light and variable, altimeter 3057.
Okay, straight in runway 6. He kept it easy on you. What kind of instrumentation do you have on your RV?
It's VFR basically.
Do you have a Garmin? You have a GPS?
I have a GPS.
Which one do you have?
I have the Garmin, but it not still operate, so...
No, this is VFR. Any Garmin portable you can put on the airplane, you can use it perfectly legal. As long as it's portable, and then it's not permanently installed in the aircraft. I cannot take this instrument now, put it inside the panel, and fly it with the panel inside without getting authorization from the FAA. It has to be, if it's permanently installed in the aircraft, you got to get authorization. But if it's portable like this, I take it home with me, it's okay. What do you have, a 496 or a 396?
No, I have for the 296.
296, that's a little older version.
Older,
okay.
yeah.
This is a little bit more fancy, okay? With this instrument, you can actually back up your straight-in approach with an instrument approach. It's not required, okay? But I highly recommend it, especially if it's getting dark and you're flying at night. Highly recommend backing up a visual approach with an instrument approach. And I do it this way. I go flight plan, select menu, and I go select approach, and I put runway 6. I load it up, I activate the approach, and I activate vectors to final. Now, what we have here is a extended straight center line to the runway. All you have to do now is follow that line that will take you all the way to the runway. Just for backup. You don't have to use it, but, something nice to have.
Just let me see, where is the number 6?
Yeah, always have an airport diagram handy. Absolutely, that's why we printed it.
So this is the...
Runway 6, that's the longest runway on this airfield. It's, ooh boy, what is this, 9,000? Oh boy, you can land a jet. You can land a shuttle on this thing. It's amazing how long this runway is. So, just to give you a heads up, this aircraft, if you're doing a 3-point landing and you're using the short field approach and landing technique,
No, you will do the landing.
no, you land the plane, but I'm going to assist you. But basically, your landing roll is 500 feet, okay? We're not going to do a short field approach and landing. We're just going to do a normal approach and landing. So it's not going to take long to stop. I mean, the stall speed on this aircraft is 45 miles an hour. So don't expect 9,000 feet. What we can ask is to land long, because where you park your RV, it's further towards the departure end.
Yeah.
So we can ask to land long. Okay?
מה אתה רוצה לשלוח? לא הבנתי, מה אתה רוצה לבקש ממנו? למחות?
Landing long.
Landing long.
Long landing. Request long landing. This way you have the whole runway to land. You don't have to stop on the approach end. Then you can float halfway down the runway and do some good practice if you want. Okay, we're coming into the airport. We're going to do a descent checklist. Carburetor heat is off. Fuel selector is on. ASOS, we have the weather. Altimeter is set. Instruments are checked. Compass is set. It's still swinging freely. And the pre-landing check, we have seatbelt on the right. Still have it on. Carburetor heat is off. Fuel selector is on. Trim. How's your trim? Let go of the stick. Okay, it looks like your nose heavy on the trim. Let's get that nose back up. Not too much, though. And that throttle back up. Don't want to get too low here.
Now, גובה הקפה זה 1,000.
Traffic pattern altitude is 1,000, so try to maintain 1,000, not below that. And we have trim as required, runway and traffic pattern. What's the runway we're going to be using?
We are using the 6.
Runway 6, and the pattern is basically a straight in.
So we are going through the final?
Straight to final. Yep. And the wind is light and variable, so the wind is not even a factor. And it's pretty quiet, so there's no traffic in the vicinity. Let's talk about the landing, okay? Airspeed's going to be 70, short final 60. You have two options, do a 3-point landing or a wheel landing. We'll do a wheel landing. It's a little bit better, feel for the airplane when you're doing a wheel landing. You have a little bit better feel for it.
What you mean? You mean landing on 2?
We're going to land on the main wheel and then slowly get that tail down, all right?
Okay.
That's a wheel landing, all right? Directional control, very important. Stay on the rudder. Keep that tail behind. Don't let that tail swing right or left. Avoid braking unless it's an emergency. Do we need to brake? 9,000 feet runway? I doubt it. No. Let's review the go-around procedure. Go-around, power full, carburetor heat on, positive climb, directional control, airspeed 72. Okay? Any questions?
It's okay.
Checklist is on your left side. Okay, beautiful. As your runway, you can see the runway nicely. Look straight ahead. You see the runway out there?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm a big fan of stabilized approach method. About 3 miles from the runway, you want to start coming down and start a descent at about 400 to 500 feet per minute. Okay. You can use this as a backup here if you want, or just visualize your, your glide path. You're looking good. If we open up that traffic pattern, okay, we're coming in a straight in right now. If you take that pattern, which is straight in, and you fold it, you make it a nice rectangular course. Does it look like we're on a base now, or more like on a final, or more like on a downwind from how far we are from the runway?
No, right now it's more than towards the final.
More towards the final. Okay, so let's give him a call.
Clear to land runway 6, 1 comp.
You are clear to land, runway 6.
Yes,
very nice. I'm surprised surprised there's not too many airplanes flying out there today. Beautiful weather. How's your heels? Your heels are on the brakes or outside of the brakes?
Outside.
Beautiful. Keep your feet on the pedals. That's the main important thing. And, you know, when you're landing this airplane, the smoother, the quicker, and smooth, quick, another word I'm looking for on the rudder.
Be ready to take the airplane.
Smooth, quick, and sensitive. Smooth, quick, and sensitive. That's what it is.
Quick, smooth, sensitive.
Yeah, smooth, sensitive, quick. That's what you want. You want smoothness, you want quick, and you want to be sensitive on the controls, on the rudder, in order to make this airplane land nicely. I believe those are the hangars, all the way up. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's slow the airplane down a little bit. Not too much, get that throttle back up. Just, when I say slow down, just throttle back a little bit, about 1500. When I say slow down, it's not necessarily automatically throttle back. Slowing down, you can do by pitch too. Pitch up a little bit, and the airplane will slow down. Try to stay kind of weak on the rudder, so if I need to, you know, like, don't get too tight. Very nice. Okay, now let's go ahead and slowly throttle back to idle. Slowly, nice and easy. Hold that nose up. Hold it nice. Very nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very nice landing. Okay, stay on the rudder. Keep that.
27 left to Charlie, course 1 to the right.
Tails coming down. This was beautiful, beautiful landing. You have the touch. You know how to fly. I mean, you did very well on this. Now, he told us to make a left on Charlie, and I told him stand by, because I don't like to, you know...
No, it's okay if you like to...
I'm landing the plane, all right? Give me a break. I have no clue where Charlie is. Don't be bullshitting me here. So I said stand by. He's going to just sit there and wait. Now we have to figure out where that Charlie is so we can tell if we can do it or not. So, let's see where Charlie... This is November. Okay, Charlie's behind us.
Roger, taxi by November, course 19, course 15, whiskey to the right. Taxi by November, North Hangars.
You're on the North Hangars, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Gonna make a left on November and taxi to the North Hangars. Oh, what's it? Always go to the yellow line. Yeah. Always stay on the yellow line. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. It takes a lot of effort. It's very, very sensitive. Wow, look at that sunset. Wow. This is nice.
אתה חושב שיש אפשרות להיכנס למגדל לפני שאני עולה לדבר איתם, להסביר להם מה הסיפור?
Yeah, absolutely. You call the tower, you say, hey, buddy. I wouldn't say, hey, buddy, but just kidding. But, you know, just call the tower. Hey, Gabreski Tower, yeah, this is RV232 Alpha Tango. What was the, yeah. I already got the call sign. Amazing. I know your aircraft. This is RV November 232 Alpha Tango. I'm going to be doing some test flying here on this airport. Just wondering if I can, you know, come over and, you know, say hello. Bring some donuts. You can call him on the tower too. Yeah, you can call him on the tower.
זה מקובל הדבר הזה?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I called the tower numerous times. I called the tower once. I had a radio failure and didn't have my portable. Since then, I always carry my portable radio. But you can call them on the phone. Hey, this is Luscombe such and such. I have a radio failure. We're coming in for landing, looking for the green light. Okay, come on in. On the cell phone. Nothing wrong with that. Nice and easy, nice and easy. There you go.
It's not the place to lose
Yeah, you wanna take it really easy on the, especially when it gets too cold. You wanna take it really easy on the throttle. This is it or the next one? Okay. So the reason why I come down here is so you get familiar when you pull your RV out of the hangar, you know what to say, you know what to do, you know where to go. Unfortunately, on phase 1 experimental, you cannot take an instructor with you.
Unfortunately.
So, unfortunately, you got to be solo. So you got to kind of practice on another, on a normal category aircraft, unfortunately. So.
No, this is the reason why we're doing this.
Yeah. But, I can tell you, building an airplane and flying it's amazing. I mean, the feeling of actually building your own airplane and flying it, this is just great. I mean, it's really great.
Okay, yeah.
Are we somewhere around here?
Number 7.
Number 7, all right, that's where we are. Want to get off, stretch a little bit, and see the plane, or just turn around and go right back?
Oh, see the plane.
Okay.
Use the toilet.
All right, sounds like a plan. We'll take a break. What I would do here is kind of swing it. Step on the right pedal. There you go. And let's see how it swings nicely. A little bit more throttle. Beautiful right there. Excellent. Alright, securing checklist. We got all electrical off. Mags are off. And then fuel selector off. So let's turn the mags off. Gonna shut off the engine. And the fuel selector there, you just turn it all the way to the right. Like
clockwise?
Clockwise, yeah, to the right.
Okay.
There you go. Fuel selector is off. Hobs and tach. Let's see. We got almost an hour, about an hour. Call for top off. We still got an hour flight, so we're good. But if you want, we can call for fuel here. And trim to 0 and secure the control. Let me get the trim to 0. Up to you. I mean, totally up to you. That's no problem. If you want to put some gas. All right, we're good. So,
I like to save the fuel.
Fuel. Wow.